Hey guys, for this lesson we're looking at rounding and then multiplying, okay? So we've got 21 times 11. So 21, remember we round by, we're rounding to the nearest tens. We look next door to our Karen. Karen is our boss, remember. It's a 1, and if it's between 0 and 4, the number goes down. So 21 rounded to the nearest 10 is 20. And then here we've got 11, and so this is our, 1 is our number in the tens place. We look next door to our Karen. Karen is a 1, and it's between 0 and 4, so that means all numbers to the right of the place that we're rounding to becomes a 0. So here we've got 20 times 10, and I've got 1, 2 zeros, 1, 2 zeros, and then 1 times 2 is 2. Now over here, let me make this a little bit smaller. All right, so here we've got 71, and I'm right here, 71 times 19. So I'm rounding to the nearest tens in both of them. So the 7, I'm going to look next door in the ones place. My Karen is a 1, and so 1 is between 0 and 4. So that means that 1 becomes a 0. And then here you have 70, right? Okay, so now I'm looking at this bottom number, and it's 19. We're rounded to the nearest tens. I look next door to my Karen, and it's a 9. So if it's between 5 and 9, you round up, okay? So that means that 19 rounded to the nearest tens is 20. So we have to multiply 70 times 20. Here we've got 1, 2 zeros, 1, 2 zeros, and 2 times 7 is 14. Okay? All right. Now, my page, it looks like this page got cut off, so we're going to work one more. We're going to do 19 times 22. We're going to round to the nearest 10. I'm going to look next door to my Karen. It's a 9. And then remember, if it's between 5 and 9, then this number gets rounded up, so that becomes 20. All right, and then here we're rounding to the nearest tens. I'm looking next door to my Karen, and 2 is between 0 and 4, so that means if it's between 0 and 4, then we round down. All right, so 22 rounded to the nearest 10 is 20. So now I've got 1, 2 zeros, 1, 2 zeros, and 2 times 2 is 4. You need to work the rest of these today, and then you also need to work the back of the practice on 4.5. And then the other sheets, you need to work on those too, like the place value. These are the only ones I'm doing because I felt like we needed a review on these. So there are 27 students in Miss Langley's class. So I'm going to underline 27 students because that's important. Each student is assigned 15 different math problems. How many math problems are assigned to the whole class? So I got to read it again. Remember, you're going to have to read it 2, 3, 4, 5 times just to give you a good understanding. So there are 27 students. So I underlined 27 students because that's definitely important in Miss Langley's class. Each student is assigned 15 different math problems. How many math problems are there in all? So she's got 27 students times 15 problems. Everybody has to work 15 problems, right? So what we have to do is we have to, but now remember on this one we're using the area model, okay? I know that might be a little confusing since we just used rounding and estimating, but here we have to use the area model, okay? Because this is the back of the sheet from yesterday, all right? So I'm going to put 20 and then 7 up here, and then I'm going to put 10 because that's in the tens place, and then 5 ones, okay? All right. So the first thing that I do is I multiply 10 times 20. So if I've got 1, 2 zeros, there we go. and then 1 times 2 is 2. All right, so now I got to multiply 10 times 7. So remember, I got to get in the elevator with my 10, go all the way in, and then I'm going to go up, and then there is a 7. So I've got 1 0, and then 7 times 1 is 7. So 7 times 10 is 70. Now I've got 5. I'm going to get on my elevator, and then I'm going to go up to 20. I've got 1 0, so I'm going to put that there. 5 times 2 is 10, so 5 times 20 is 100. So now I've got to start with 5, get on the elevator, go up, and then 7. So 5 times 7 is 35. Well, I'm going to write over here in this section just because they never give you enough room to work problems, do they? All right, so now we got to add our partial product. So 200 is a partial product. 100 is a partial product. 70 is a partial product. And then 35 is a partial product. Okay, so 200 plus 100 is 300. And then 70 plus 35 is 105. And now I've got to add 300 plus 105, which is 405. Okay? You need to work 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Have a good day, guys.